The Acolyte has been canceled, Star Wars Outlaws is epically failing, and guess who's crying about it? Disney shills! Weird. So basically what happened is a bunch of Disney shills got together to try to cancel other YouTubers and tag team YouTube and made this whole manifesto to take these other YouTubers down for, get this guys, get this crazy crime. Having opinions on Star Wars that they disagree with. Now, I'm going to read you this entire manifesto, but before I do, I want to introduce you to the people involved in making this manifesto. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Disney shills involved in writing this manifesto. So as you guys can see right here on the screen, we got a bunch of content creators, as well as Dave Filoni, and oh, look who is that? Leslie Headland, the creator and writer, executive producer of The Acolyte, also Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant. And who are those three people over to Dave Filoni's right? Oh my gosh, it's Kyle. And then we got Star Wars Explained. I cannot remember for my life what his actual name is. And then his wife, Molly. Molly and Kyle are two of the main ringleaders of this manifesto calling for the cancellation and demonetization of other fellow content creators. And oh my gosh, look at who they're hanging out with. Coincidence? I think not. Now, the one other account that is involved in the creation of this manifesto is Rewriting Ripley. I'm going to show you guys the evidence that was put together wonderfully by Aiden Paladin later on in this video of how the writers at Rewriting Ripley actually have ties to Lucasfilm and are currently employed at Lucasfilm. Now that you guys have all been introduced to the creators and ringleaders of this manifesto and mass cancellation, let me read to you guys this manifesto. Now, I do realize this is very small on the screen, so everything that I'm showing you guys actually is linked down below in the description if you guys want to take a look at it for yourself. But with that being said, let me read to you this masterpiece.
Dear Team YouTube, last week actor Amidala Steinberg, they posted candid comments to Instagram about the rampage of bigotry and vitriol that she received since leading the cast of The Acolyte, the latest addition to the Star Wars universe. Steinberg's experience is not new. In fact, this is a known tactic, was initially provoked by former Breitbart News editor Milo Yiannopoulos, who aggressively targeted Ghostbusters actor Leslie Jones under the guise of film criticism. After prolonged insults against her Ghostbusters character resulted in harassment against Jones on Twitter, Yiannopoulos, however the hell you say it, claimed Jones was playing the victim when she called for action against the harassment. The aggressive gaslighting of Jones' experience resulted in Yiannopoulos being banned from Twitter. 8 years later, Yiannopoulos' playbook marginalized actors has grown into multi-million-dollar businesses on YouTube, which has permitted to develop unchecked with the help of YouTube's partner program. This playbook, biggest target, Star Wars.
Now, as a Star Wars fan myself, you know, I'm known online as thatstarwarsgirl, and I'm a Star Wars content creator. I don't know who the hell this Milo guy is, nor do I see how Ghostbusters, a random Ghostbusters movie, has anything to do with this, but you'll see these people are grasping at straws to try to like connect the dots, and guess what? It gets worse, so let's continue.
As fans of the Star Wars franchise, we have tirelessly witnessed a handful of YouTube creators continuously drive prolonged insults and harassment against marginalized actors and members of our community. Enough is enough! The Star Wars fandom demands that YouTube enforce its community guidelines against prolonged insults and incitement of targeted harassment towards women of color by demonetizing YouTube channels Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kinnell, Arcade Outpost, and Nerd Riot.
Guys, this is so insane. You can't make this up. Oh no, these three dudes on the internet have said things and have opinions we don't like. YouTube, we must cancel them, while they themselves are participating in cancel culture and doing the whole prejudice and incitement of targeted harassment that they're accusing them of doing. Wow, imagine being that fucking stupid. But guys, this is real, and it continues.
The facts. In 2018, Geeks and Gamers' 396,000 subscribers encouraged harassment against Vietnamese-American actor Kelly Marie Tran.
Now guys, that first sentence is in fact not true. Jeremy proves it in his video that he did addressing the situation. I'm going to play you that clip right now.
This is the targeted harassment that they are claiming Geeks and Gamers put against Kelly Marie Tran.
But yeah, many times I've said Kelly Marie Tran is actually a sweetheart. I think she's every interview I've ever seen with her, she comes off as a genuinely sweet person. And I think she's incredibly likable, you know, and it sucks that her character was so terribly written and terribly, you know, fleshed out, because the character Rose did not take advantage of all of the charm that Kelly Marie Tran has as a human being, and that sucks, but that's not her fault.
I've said this consistently about Kelly Marie Tran, that she seems like an incredibly sweet person, and unfortunately her character was horrible.
And so, you know, that sucks.
Gosh, that was a blast from the past. I haven't watched a Geeks and Gamers video in like 4 or 5 years. But see, right there, facts don't care about your feelings. He debunked the very first sentence of the facts section of this manifesto. Let's get back to it. Also, I would like to point out that in 2018, Geeks and Gamers did not have 396,000 subscribers. I don't even know if they were at 100,000 yet. So again, their facts are wrong. But again, let's continue.
Leading up to the trans departure from Instagram due to prolonged harassment, Geeks and Gamers published nearly 15 videos relevant to the trans Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Character Rose Tico, the channel claimed trans character is one of the most hideous characters of all time, the most unlikable character ever, and exists for forced diversity. Many of the comments found in Geeks and Gamers videos can be seen as hateful comments under trans now deleted Instagram posts.
Now, I just like to point out, when you make accusations like that, you need to have receipts to prove said accusations. Now, I have not seen a single shred of evidence or receipts of the harassment supposedly that Kelly Marie Tran faced. Now, as somebody that's on the internet, I'm sure she did face some, but if you're going to make accusations like this, you need to put your money where your mouth is and show those receipts. The only single person I have ever seen to post some kind of receipts of harassment for Kelly Marie Tran is Aiden Paladin, whose video I'm going to show you a little bit later in this video. And it's not even against Kelly Marie Tran. It's somebody commenting on the character of Rose Tico.
Geeks and Gamers champion RK Outpost, 319K subscribers, a channel that frequently targets marginalized actors, including Moses Ingram, a Black American cast member in the TV series Kenobi, days before Ingram called out racist backlash against her on Instagram. RK Outpost called Ingram a lunatic who can do nothing other than play the victim. RK Outpost has recently referred to Ingram's Kenobi character Reva as dumb and retarded.
Now, you might not like him calling her names or saying things about her character, but what about that was racist? I didn't see anything racist there. Again, you need to provide receipts if you're going to make accusations like this and label them as facts.
Geeks and Gamers and RK Outpost frequently co-host the livestream Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotic's YouTube channel, 1.1 million subscribers, where the three channels have made a profitable business, reusing prolonged insults against marginalized actors featured in Star Wars, Captain Marvel, and The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, to name a few.
Again, where are the receipts for any of this? I, a Star Wars fan, do not watch any of those channels, nor do I watch Friday Night Tights. So I don't know if any of that stuff is actually happening. I need to be shown proof and evidence of these claims that you are making. I'm not going to take a bunch of Disney shills' words for it. So again, provide the receipts or it didn't happen.
Amandella is the current target of this YouTube-based operation. Together, Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic have led the charge against Amandella, even before the release of The Acolyte, producing nearly 40 videos relevant to Amandella and The Acolyte since May. These channels have asserted that Amandella is vapid and narcissistic, the adult pretender, dumb, and half-black bitch for defending herself against racism. These channels have gaslit Amandella by claiming she's playing the victim card, with RK Outpost proclaiming, "You've never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch." These YouTubers also use racist dog whistles, including the angry black whammon stereotype.
Jesus, that was a lot of reading, but okay, guys, it is not against the law to call people names. You might not like it, but you yourselves, the people that wrote this manifesto, have been calling other people names this entire time and calling for their cancellation and demonetization. So, but you're mad because, again, what did they say that was racist, and where was the example of angry black whammon stereotype? Again, I don't watch these channels. I don't know if they're saying these things or not, and I'm not going to take a bunch of strangers on the internet's word for it that are literally calling for other people's cancellation. But if you're mad because they're calling her narcissist and vapid, I mean, I watched her videos and I've seen her interviews. She does come off as extremely narcissistic and extremely vapid. Pointing that out doesn't make somebody a racist. That's just their opinion. And you can't, demonetize and cancel people for having opinions that you don't like. It's common freaking sense. But all right, we got one more paragraph in this portion of the manifesto. Let's get back to it.
The hate campaign against Amidala has been so profitable that other major YouTubers have joined the attacks on Amidala, including Star Wars Theory, 3.3 million subscribers. How many more good faith content creators will turn profitable hate campaigns if this behavior permitted to continue with no repercussions? If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
Yeah, they took that line from Revenge of the Sith way too literally. Now they're going after Star Wars Theory for voicing his opinion because, before he was good faith, but now he's part of the problem because all of a sudden now he's saying something that you don't like, so he's part of the problem. Do you see how demented these people are? They're in fucking. All right, we got Manifesto page 2.
Action required. The Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be signaled out by prolonged racist harassment from a handful of YouTubers as a result of YouTube's inaction, which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path. It is concerning to us that targeting marginalized actors on other social media platforms has historically resulted in platform bans, whereas the same behavior has made provocateurs millionaires on YouTube. This should be highly concerning to advertisers as well.
Millions of dollars? I call out Disney's Star Wars shit all the time. I'm not making millions of dollars, and I highly freaking doubt Jeremy, Gary, or Ryan are as well. I'm pretty sure also alerting YouTube and their advertisers to these so-called millionaires would probably just hurt you. I mean, look at the entire situation with Mr. Beast right now. I hope I'm far enough in this video that I don't get flagged for even mentioning that whole fiasco, which actually has a lot of evidence, crazy thing. There's all this evidence and stuff against Mr. Beast and people he's associated with that is, being brought to everyone's attention, but you don't see them doing anything about that, whereas you guys are literally trying to cancel people with numbers you pulled out of your ass, considering you haven't shown a single receipt or any evidence of where you're getting any of this information. So if you really want to call out YouTube, why don't you call it something like that as compared to people that are literally just giving their opinions on Star Wars? See the hypocrisy there?
We understand that YouTube has an important role to play in promoting free speech. However, content uploaded by Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Neurotic is not opinion or criticism. It is prolonged, targeted harassment against women of color. We urge YouTube to enforce its community guidelines and demonetize these channels immediately and permanently. Thank you. May the force be with you.
Now, you all are acting like the term you used to call people like me and all the guys that you're calling out man babies. You guys are literally acting like adult children, screaming at the top of your lungs because people on the internet, yes, have opinions and criticisms that you don't like. Again, you wrote this whole manifesto not showing a single shred of evidence, a single freaking receipt, and making all these accusations and demanding that YouTube demonetize and cancel fellow content creators. I believe that goes directly against YouTube and Twitter's terms of service. Now, I will give them this. They did attempt at citing resources. They do not provide any timestamps on any of the videos or on the articles that they post. They don't list anything on there for, what part of the article has these things. And also, they don't have any links for it, so you have to manually type in everything your goddamn self. Now, I went through most of these, and I couldn't find anything on the videos from these people that had any type of racism. It was just, like always, them giving their opinions, which I'm pretty sure these people just don't like. The only time I saw racism was coming from the articles, where in the articles, they're calling out the misogynistic white alt-right people, just like, oh my gosh, Amidala did in her video. Now, I know that was a lot, but take in mind, that was all from full-grown adults acting like children, screaming at the top of the lungs for other people to get demonetized, basically deplatformed, for having opinions on the internet that they don't like. And they have been defending this all goddamn day, in which they're literally crying to demonetize and deplatform people, which 100% goes against YouTube and Twitter's terms of service. And I have receipts of all of it. Because unlike them, I don't expect a bunch of random strangers on the internet that happen to come across my video to trust my word and take my word for everything. So I provide receipts. Everything I'm showing you guys is linked down below in the description of this video. So here we go. Kyle. Here's him retweeting the manifesto, again, breaking YouTube and Twitter's terms of service. Here's Molly of Star Wars Explained doing the exact same thing, sharing the manifesto, calling for the demonetization, breaking Twitter and YouTube's terms of service with this targeted harassment campaign. Here's Dark Jedi doing the exact same thing. Then we got Rewriting Ripley, an account that has me blocked. I think actually at this point all these people have me blocked. But again, this is Rewriting Ripley, which we have extremely strong evidence that it's being ran and written by actual employees of Lucasfilm. And remember how I said earlier in the video that I would show you guys where I got that information from? Well, this is a clip I'm about to play for you from Aiden Paladin's extremely intensive and absolutely fantastic breakdown video of Rewriting Ripley podcast and the whole conspiracy behind them. Here's a little snippet I'm going to play for you right now.
When at least Katie previously collected thousands of tweets with the intent of punishing the posters, just as she intended to deplatform Ethan Van Sciver and likely intends to deplatform every single person mentioned in this hit piece that she has arbitrarily labeled as alt-right. I don't like cancel culture, but Katie seemingly does, and all I can say is that when you promote and engage in a certain behavior, how can you feign outrage when someone else does it to you? A possible collaborator of Katie's is Michelle, who publicly asked to help on the Rewriting Ripley project, and I feel I really need to introduce this player in the game by pointing out how she asked for academics to please respond to the proposed assessment of alt-right Star Wars fandom rabbit holes. Well, once again, I am responding. Now, why does this matter and how does this all tie back to Disney? Well, because when Rewriting Ripley had less than 600 followers on Twitter, a number of those followers were Disney employees, namely Lucasfilm Star Wars creative executive Pablo Hidalgo. Hidalgo previously got into some hot water on Twitter after telling a fan who posted a tearful reaction to the appearance of Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian that, quote, emotions are not for sharing. But this alone was not enough, as he decided to make a screenshot of this tweet into his Twitter header and then lock his account when he received backlash. It does seem a bit odd that this creative executive would be following an account with less than 600 followers that just started, but hey, maybe it's completely organic and random. However, it's a bit harder to believe when you understand that Michelle, the woman who asked to help Katie with the Rewriting Ripley project, is a social media manager for Lucasfilm, and also manages social media for Nerdist. Further, Rewriting Ripley notes on their website that one of their writers is a Webby Award winner. But neither Katie nor Lady V have won a Webby. Michelle has, indicating that Michelle is potentially working for the website in some capacity. So let's break down what that means. Michelle is, or at least was, a Lucasfilm employee, specifically a social media manager. She reached out publicly on social media to work with Katie and Lady V, both self-professed Reylos, on what would become the Rewriting Ripley site. And there seems to be some evidence that she is working on that website due to the mention of the Webby Award. Despite being a brand new podcast and project with about 600 followers on Twitter, within a few weeks of starting this up, major higher-ups at Lucasfilm began following Rewriting Ripley. What's the first big thing that Rewriting Ripley then does? Well, it's published what can only be described as a hit piece with a thin veneer of scientism, aimed at people critical of the Star Wars sequels. Written by Reylos, an almost undeniably toxic aspect of the fanbase, if any fanbase can be described as such, and with seemingly both direct and indirect ties to Lucasfilm from before the project even got really rolling. I must ask you, dear viewer, do you think the Rewriting Ripley post, the supposedly scientific analysis that we have just discussed, was made with malice, or was this just an organic response to an organic response, which they conveniently claim in their so-called analysis was also not an organic response?
Now again, that is just a clip from that video. The video is over an hour and a half long. If you have the time, I would highly recommend checking out. The link again is in the description of this video. Aiden is an absolutely fantastic content creator, and I would highly recommend checking her out if you guys haven't already. But let's get back to all of these people that are breaking TOS. Yes, all because they're so triggered that other people have opinions that they don't like. So we got one of the usual suspects here. If you guys liked my previous video calling out all of the fake geek girls, guess what? Fake geek girl ringleader, pretty much herself, Sawyerism, chimes in. She does this thing I noticed because she did respond to me. I didn't do a video on it. I just did a live stream where I've reacted to some of these tweets. But she does this thing where she goes and attacks you, then like plays the victim and then hides behind like, oh, I'm just trying to be nice. So she saw everything that's going on here, and this was her response to the canceling of all of these guys. The force moves through all of us today, and the Star Wars fandom has come together to move mountains. For light, for life, we are all the Republic. And people responding are all like cheering on the cancellation or the mass manifesto and the push for that of the demonetization of fellow content creators. Weird thing to be cheering about there, Sawyerism. Now, even though I'm blocked, I did still include all of the tweets just in case you guys are not blocked. I did obviously have to post the screenshots that go along with the tweets, but just so that you guys can see for yourself, because again, I'm just a stranger on the internet. I don't expect a bunch of other strangers to take my word for it. You guys actually need the receipts. Now, here was one. I got a screen recording of the Dark Jedi guy's page where he is literally going and quote or just retweeting all of these people reposting this manifesto to and tagging like Team YouTube to get these guys demonetized. I'm sorry, you want to say that this isn't targeted harassment? You want to tell me that this isn't a hate campaign, geared to deplatform and demonetize these people? Give me a fucking break when your entire timeline is sharing people that are calling for that. You people are absolutely insane. And guys, I have links to every single one of those tweets that are shown in this screen recording, which again are all linked down below in the description of this video. If you guys want to go see them for yourself, I am blocked by most of them. So yeah, it was a little hard to get those links, but I got them. We'll see if they're still deleted by the time this video is posted. Now, here we have Team YouTube responding to Molly from Star Wars Explained about her, calling them out. And then I pointed out, you do realize this is targeted harassment, and she is part of a targeted harassment campaign to deplatform and cancel a bunch of fellow YouTubers and content creators, which goes against your TOS. And what happened? Oh, the second I called that out, I was blocked! I was blocked, just like her husband blocked me years ago before I even knew who the hell these people were. Then we got Kyle once again chiming in with, if every Star Wars YouTuber was demonetized, we'd see who actually loves Star Wars real fast. And it's like, guys, obviously you don't care about Star Wars because you're busy counting other people's money, and you are so jealous that other people with opinions that you don't like are more popular and get more views and apparently make more money than you do, so you want them canceled. Like, the fact that these people can't see their hypocrisy completely blows my mind. Like, how on earth are people that stupid? And then breaking news, as I am recording this, I see that Dark Neckbeard himself responded. Now, take in mind, this is the guy that I showed you all of the screen recording of him retweeting all of these people in this mass hate campaign, which is targeted harassment to demonetize people. He responded to me. Let's see what he said. He says, except that none of what you are claiming is accurate. We are calling for Team YouTube to enforce their TOS, and that we are tired of hateful grifters poisoning the space. Hope that cleared things up. No, dude, all that did is prove how fucking stupid you are. Oh my God. Like, dude, you do realize you are part of a mass campaign to get people canceled. That breaks TOS. Not people having opinions on the internet that you don't like, not people on YouTube saying things that you don't like. That's not breaking TOS. What you are doing is, what you and everyone else involved in this mass targeted harassment campaign against other content creators is what's breaking TOS. I don't know why I have to explain this. It's like explaining to a child that 2 + 2 = 4, except a child would understand. Dear God. But again, guys, shills are going to shill because they don't want to lose that access. They don't want to lose that behind the scenes tours of sets and red carpet events before, shows come out. So am I at all shocked that these people that literally flaunt the fact that they are given special perks by Disney and Lucasfilm themselves, that they are the ones that created this manifesto and are calling for Disney and Lucasfilm's critics to get demonetized and basically deplatformed? No, I'm not really shocked by that at all. That part is actually predictable. The entire aspect of the fact that they're doing literally a targeted harassment campaign and crying that they're not, that's still, as a logical adult, it blows my mind how absolutely stupid people can be. Like, I say this all the time, and I've said it since before I even had a YouTube channel. Like, if breathing wasn't a reflex, so many people would be dead because they're that freaking stupid. But anyways, everyone, I've babbled on long enough about this topic. Please let me know what you think about all of it down below in the comment section. If you guys liked this video, please smash that like button. If you didn't, that's okay too. Thank you so much for watching this. And if you guys haven't already, go and subscribe to my channel. Click that subscribe button, ring the little bell, make sure it's set to all for notifications. That way you guys actually get notifications when I post videos and when I do live streams. I am also over on Rumble, so you guys can go check out my content there and follow me over on Rumble. The link is in the description. And guys, lastly, I do actually have a merch store, so if you guys are interested in supporting my channel even further, aside from leaving a super thanks, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel, you guys can go check out my store. I got a lot of cool t-shirts, stickers, and hoodies over there for you guys to go check out. Now, with all that being said, guys, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone.